Hello, thank you for joining us. I'm David Hauser, the owner of Morningstar Doors and Windows. In today's video, we're going to be covering a specific manufacturer that we've carried for quite a long time called Wincore Windows and Doors. The primary location of its facility is in West Virginia. It is a national manufacturer making very high-end vinyl window and door products. They're a manufacturer of double hung, slider, picture, geometrics, trapezoids, patio doors, entry doors, garden windows, and a couple other things. We're going to give you an overview of all of that today. We're first going to start with the main difference between the two models that are replacement windows, which is the 7700 here and the 5400 here. The 5400 is the same window as a double hung and a 400 but with nail fin, and the same window as the 500 but with nail fin and J. So the window we're viewing here and the differences you're seeing will be the same difference for all models in double hung, where the 77 differs from that. So we're first going to start with the 54 and then I'll contrast that to the 77. That way it makes sense. So all of the products that they use are made out of vinyl. Vinyl is a polyvinyl chloride. The stuff that they utilize is all virgin vinyl with no regrind. It just means that it's not recycled material, and everything is fully welded. Okay, so what that refers to is a 500-degree metal plate on each corner. It is laser guided with a 1/32 precision. It'll go in all four corners at the same time, heat it up. The metal plate moves away, presses the two pieces together at that mitered corner, and then we'll cut off the excess. So once it cools, we don't have to worry about like how vinyl windows were a long time ago with just a screw in the corner holding that corner together, because the screw could loosen, then the miter could separate, and then you get water and air in the house. That construction is the same throughout all the products. There's one difference, if you could see right here. The weld on the 7700, they put a nice design groove into, okay? That design groove on the weld just makes it look a little sharper, nicer aesthetic. On the 54, 400, 500, it's just gonna be a standard clean off, which is surface level, where this one goes a little deeper than surface level. Now, the reason they could do a little deeper than surface level is because the vinyl gauge on the 7700 is a little thicker. It's a 0.071 gauge, where the other models are 0.060. So again, it's not the face thickness, it's the actual gauge of the material. So this is a heavier, beefier product, and that's why they could make that little nicer weld, because it has more meat to go in to do that. Now, as far as operation, standard on a double hung, there's a lift rail incorporated on both models. You can just go up and down real easy. All of these units are going to incorporate a Class 3 balance. If you're not new to the channel and you've watched some of my other videos, you may have heard me say that before. So it's a Class 3 rated balance from a third-party organization called AMA. It's a stainless steel component. So what is going on here, it's similar to a tape measure. You have a outer casing with a stainless steel coil there. The outer casing is composite, and then there's a stainless steel coil inside. The stainless steel coil is riding with the window, and we're just basically laying it down, picking it back up. Now, the major difference between the models is there's a 1/2-inch balance on this one and a 3/4 balance on this one. So just to kind of give you an idea, this tilt's the same, but the balance inside here is a 3/4-inch stainless steel band. So it's going to operate a little smoother, feel nicer, and we could make a bit larger window with heavier glass, because this gets support about 4 pounds more weight versus this. As far as the life cycle, it's the same. They both incorporate a lifetime warranty on that part. While we have the window open, there's also an important area to mention. It's called an interlock. So again, if you're not new to the channel, you've heard me mention that before too. An interlock is where the two windows meet at the center. There's a groove here and a groove on the bottom here. So when you shut the window and lock it, it's not just weather stripping, and there is weather stripping. On both models, they're gonna have that. They're locking together like a male-female slot. And you have a similar concept on the sill. Sill design is the same, but there's one difference, and we'll get to that. The sill kind of acts as a pocket. So the top sash, if it's raining, there's weather stripping back here, weather stripping up here. It goes into the pocket. It's basically impossible for anything to get through. They simulate that on the sill by having this high sill dam here that sits behind the sash, and it's heavy duty weather stripping. So when the window is shut, there's an extra barrier there protecting any water or air getting in the home. Now, if anything does get in, there's a built-in gutter system on either side. It allows water to drain out, and there is weep holes on either side. Now, the main difference on the sill is there is an extra notch because of the 3/4 balance. We'll get closer to all this to show you, but the frame here is a little thicker for the 3/4 balance. This gets recessed back, so when this sits down, this goes past the sash into the frame instead of just a route here where the sash sits. So this ends up being a little bit more airtight, even though it has the same basic sill design. There's one little tiny difference here. Okay. Now the glass itself, glass on 400, 550, 400, they're all going to be regular strength glass. So if anyone says glass and a strength, they're referring to the thickness. The thickness is 3/32 compared to 1/8 inch on this. Okay, so it's a 1/32 difference, but you really feel the weight difference. And this is going to be standard with double strength. As you go larger, it might go triple strength with just 3/16. Beyond that, it could even go thicker like the 1/4 inch. It is based on the engineering load of the product and what it needs based on where it's going. Generally though, for an average person where we live, even up to hurricane force winds, this is sufficient unless something is impacting the glass. We could always add double strength to this if needed, so it's not like you can't get it. You could always get it, but it just comes standard on that one. Now, one aesthetic difference to note is the balance track cover. So I don't know if you can see from there, but I could run my fingers in here and there's a little sash stop at the top. The 7700 is going to have that area covered. So there is a balance track cover inside there. Both of them are going to incorporate the same type of sash lock. Sash lock is what you use to lock the window. So this is self-adjusting, really clamps the windows together. Some older style locks were made out of a pot metal zinc die cast. The problem with the pot metal zinc die cast is they could have air bubbles in them. And when there's an air bubble, if there is a high wind load or an impact to the product, that zinc die cast area where there was an air bubble could crack. So Wincore does a lot of testing on their products and they want to ensure that it is going to perform a certain way. When they came out with their hurricane window, which is a modified 7700 that they call an 8800, and it's also available impact, non-impact by the way, they developed this heavy duty composite lock. It's about 40% stronger than the zinc. So if you're curious, like, hey, why is this a composite? It's because it won't crack, there's no air bubbles. It holds together and under impact it'll bend instead of just shearing off. So it's a much stronger setup. So you'll notice that on a slider, a double hung, different products, and it's pretty similar throughout the range because it's a high performance lock that increases its wind resistance as a result. One other minor difference is what we call like an airlock. So if you have children in the home, this little piece right here, people call it different things. It's not really for security because if someone really wanted to break in bad enough, they could always break the glass, but it'll stop the sash from going all the way up. The 54, 500, 400 is standard with one, 77 has two, so you'll see one on each side. Again, not a huge deal, just comes with it. The price difference between these two, if you're asking yourself, you're getting a heavier balance, thicker gauge vinyl, thicker glass. There's other differences in the warranty. So warranty on both is full lifetime. We'll get into all the details. So that's referring to vinyl, hardware, glass, and glass breakage on 7700. The 54 would be optional for that. You could add it for about $13 plus tax and it's 25 years. This is just going to come standard with all of the lifetime stuff, screen, hardware, vinyl, glass, and glass breakage. So they both have glass warranty against defects, just the additional breakage. And Wincore is really good. We as a distributor want to deal with a manufacturer who has our back to make sure that we can ensure getting the parts. God forbid you have an issue, we immediately take care of it. We do have in-house service, so you call us, we take care of it, whatever's going on, and Wincore will get us the part and we come out and fix it. So it's pretty straightforward. Now, as far as available options, you could pretty much do whatever you want in the 7700 line. So they have a multitude of different wood grains. The wood grain is a lamination that goes over the white and will make it look like a wood product. Now, it's not real wood, you can't paint or stain, it's just to simulate the look of wood. We'll show you what some of those look like. Not available on other models. Now you can get exterior colors on the other models, bronze, black, and brown. With the 7700, there's other colors you could get, but just with the white interior. So like earth tone, silver, green, black, brown, bronze, all available on this one. The grid that I mentioned earlier, the simulated divided light with spacer bar in between, it's 7/8 inch thick and only available 7700. The grids on all the other models would be in between the glass. You could get them flat or contoured. Those would be two-tone if you ordered an exterior color. Now, speaking of the exterior color, we'll just touch on that a tad bit. When Wincore first developed the colors, they were painting product. So literally build a whole window and it looked like a paint booth for a car. You would tape off all the grids, tape off the glass, all that kind of stuff, paint, put it on, and then scrape any excess off. That was not great, very labor intensive. The quality was fine, but what they're doing now is a exterior high grade lamination. So similar to what I mentioned about the wood grain, but it's high grade, meant for exterior use, 10-year warranty, any color. You don't have to worry about bubbling, peeling, fading, all that kind of stuff. So all the issues that paint could have, and even scratching, is much harder because it's a high-grade lamination. Now the best part is, regardless of where it's installed, even if it's near the water, you're still going to get that same 10-year warranty. If you've watched some of my other videos, you'll know that certain manufacturers with a inferior aluminum exterior clad that's very thin, like Pella for example, will avoid your warranty if you're too close to the water because of the salt spray. So you have clear peace of mind that you're covered regardless of where you put it. Now you can actually put, say, black on the inside and outside, but only on the 7700. So if you want a full black product, casement, double hung door, whatever, you can do it. Just give you an idea, at the time of this video, it's typically about $210 as an option per side. So if you're doing an exterior, color and that, but if you're doing both sides, just double that. So it could get a little pricey. You gotta make sure you want that. And it's not like we could change the color afterwards. One thing to note about all the products' operation, if it's a double hung, regardless of model, they're all very easy to clean. They have standard tilt latches here. You just press those together. The bottom and the top do the same, and that's for all same models. We usually recommend you start on the top sash, so overspray goes down, and then you kind of work your way back up. And put it all back as it was. It's nice and easy to clean. Now, if it's a casement or slider, I'll have to show you further, but very easy to clean. So now I want to show you a couple other options. We'll get into some other basic overview and kind of continue the tour that is Wincore Windows and Doors. Okay, so the first stop on our tour is going to be Wincore entry door. What we're showing here is one of their smooth finish entry systems, single door, 2-side light, and a beautiful elliptical transom with a real wrought iron glass. The benefit with this is it comes fully factory finished, either a 10 or 7-year finish warranty, and everything is fully composite. So if you take a quick look at this, it's composite bottom under the sill, composite on the bottom threshold of the door. We have heavy duty gaskets, ball bearing hinges, full composite frame, and all this stuff is warranted for life against rotting. When you're doing an entry system, you want to do it right and not have to replace it. They do a really beautiful job. They even factory install the locks for you, so when the contractor gets it, he just has to put it in. We'll talk more about that, but I just want to show you some of the stuff that they offer. So now let's continue on the tour, and you follow me, and I'm going to show you some more stuff they offer. So with regards to the product offering, we took a look at the 7700 and the 5400. So follow me over here real quick and let's take a look at some colors. So like I mentioned, 7700 you could do wood grain. So if you see over here, we have like an oak wood grain and it comes in a lighter dark. There is a cherry wood grain, and again, this is 7700 only. Now, since we're on casement, just to mention, all the casements crank open. You could get a variety of different finishes on the hardware. This one's shown in bronze. We could do a nickel or brass as well. And if you take a look at here, all the casements offer a triple seal. So come a little closer this way. I'm going to show you right inside. Okay. All the casement hardware, whether it's awning or a regular casement, comes standard with stainless steel mechanisms. So just like on the double hung, all the balances are stainless and the casement all stainless hardware. Main difference is we get lifetime warranty. It's a dual arm operator, which means that there's 2 mechanisms that hold the weight of the sash. Super easy to operate, and you get one lever that is going to hit multiple lock points depending on the height of the window. You'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, or however many you need. The weather stripping is welded in with the window, so there's no area for anything to leak. They do a really beautiful job. This one's shown with real nice simulated divided light. And like I said, the nice hardware. All the screens have invisible retention clips, which just means that you're not going to have any visible clips on the screen holding it in. So it gives you a nicer interior aesthetic as well, okay? And moving further, let's close this so you can take a sneak peek. So say you have a bathroom application and you want to do some privacy glass. I don't know if we could see inside over here, but their standard privacy glass is just what we call like an obscure pebble. So you could do that on the whole window, just on the bottom, like if it's a second floor application, or we could change it to a rain glass. So you might need to sneak in this way. You can see this window right here. So this is a different type of texture. It's called a rain glass. That one's shown in an awning window. We could do that as well. It's a pretty cool option. Okay, and that's in a different color. So the solid colors that we can do on 5400, 500, 400, or 77 is tan, clay, white. That's a solid color in and out. So that would be the tan. White is pretty self-explanatory. All right, so this is the clay interior, and this is a slider. Slider, both panels always operate. Functionality to take this out, lift it out, comes right out for both panels. They're on heavy-duty rollers, interlocks, same glass, same differences in warranty we discussed before. And that's a solid clay color. So here's a cool option you could get on any product. This is shown in a brown color. This is what's called their AF36 exterior molding. This is in a picture frame scenario. This is pre-applied from the factory. We could get two options, either with the J-channel route option or without, meaning it removed, so you could slip your siding right into here. And it's a pretty nice setup. It's all in vinyl, could be color matched if you need it. So now we're gonna take a quick look at the 8800. So just like I mentioned previously, the 8800 is basically a modified 77. And it comes in two versions, an impact version, which is 88, or non-impact version, which is 84. The 8400 would primarily be utilized in applications that require a very high wind load capacity, which in the window and door terminology we call design pressure. So this is heavily reinforced with metal tilt latches. We'll show you some close-ups. The tilt latch locks into the window over here. It has an extra high sill dam compared to the other units. Again, we're talking very high wind pressure. This is Dade County certified impact. We could get this in double hung, slider, casement, sliding door, swing doors, radius units, trapezoids, whatever you want. And being that this is modeled off the 7700, same kind of options apply, except for simulated divided light. So what impact glass is, think of a car windshield. If something hits it, it impacts it. It's called laminated. This is about 400% thicker. It's a 90 mil laminate. So it's basically a step below bulletproof, but not 100%. It's very close. So hopefully you could hear that. And that's a regular piece of glass. So it's significantly stronger. One other thing to note as a major difference besides what I just mentioned on the 8800, they use a special sealant for the glass to chemically bond it to the sash or the frame if it's a fixed window. It's called a Ceka glue, C-E-K-A. And think about under high wind load. If an adhesive like that is not there, the glass could literally just pop out. So this is designed in a way where once this is shut and locked, this is going to be stronger than a wall. This thing is airtight, watertight, and hurricane tight. So it's designed from the ground up to withstand whatever Mother Nature comes your way, within limits, obviously. So here's a really cool option. This is very nice in a lot of people's kitchens. It's called a garden window. So if you're into growing your own plants or herbs year-round, Wincore makes a garden window. Comes with a beautiful glass shelf. These are some just fake plants, kind of give you an idea how it could look. Typically it's going to be white, and both these sides here have operating casements in the shape of a trapezoid. There's a glass top, glass front. The base of this could come unfinished birch, or what we have shown here is a white pionite. White pionite, think of it as like a mica finish. So it's all waterproof, which we typically recommend because if you are going to utilize it for plants and you're watering them, the bottom sill here will keep it more waterproof. Now, these two tend to be a little bit more expensive, but you get a lot more out of it. So if you're curious, you could always come down and check it out and we can price it out for you. Do you need a patio door? We got them. Wincore makes patio doors. So let's review what's available. We could do 50, 400, 400, 500. That's this unit here. We at Morningstar stock the 500 series patio door. We stock it in a 5 foot and 6 foot. 6 foot is available clear, grid, and blinds. The raise and lower blinds, a pretty cool option. This one shown here has silver blinds. It's a magnetic drive system with a 10-year warranty, fully concealed so the kids or pets can't touch it. This one is special order in silver. We stock it white with a white handle. All of them come with a foot bolt. These are fully assembled, fully welded, low E and argon gas. We're gonna delve deeper into the glass in a second. Now, what you can't get on the 400, 500, 50, 400 is the same as what we saw before. So if you wanna do a wood grain, black, or some other fancy options, we have to use the 7700. Now you're probably wondering, what's the main difference between the two? Typically revolves around the frame of the door and the roller system. So 7700 operates super smooth, pretty much one finger operation. This is a 4 foot panel, it's pretty heavy. You can see I'm doing this with one finger, okay? So it has an upgraded roller system, an upgraded frame with heavy duty weather stripping, and a upgraded lock. And then the available options. So that's pretty much it. Both of them are gonna have a nice sliding screen that'll be, color coordinated. And again, depending on the color you get, we'll discuss how we can work that out. But as far as features, what we saw, all of them have the interlocks, the high performance glass, and warranties that we discussed. Another thing to note about the patio doors, the 7700 is available as a 2-panel, 3-panel, or 4-panel. The only door you can get as a 4-panel is typically the 7700. 4-panel refers to, obviously, 4 panels, the 2 ends being stationary and the middle's opening like this. The other models, if it's 400, 500, or 54, would be 2-panel or 3-panel. Now, typically, the max width on a panel is going to be 4 feet. You can only get blinds up to a 3-foot panel. Those are the raise and lower blinds. Now, it's a unique option that they developed for the Florida market. On the 8400 and 8800, which again is a modified 77, they could do a double door where both panels operate. So imagine this door, you have this panel operating, plus the other panel operates too. So it operates on both ends. We could do that for you as well. And they also make what's called a multi-slide door that is a stacking configuration. So say you have 3 panels, both the first 2 would stack into the one. So that's a pretty cool option as well. So that would be 77, 84, or 88. Again, 7700 where you could do anything you want. 8400 is the high wind load option. 8800 is the same thing but with the impact glass. Hopefully that makes sense. Any questions, you obviously call us. We'll be more than happy to help. So both doors use the same kind of panel. The panel is what's sliding. You'll see there's weather stripping on either side and there's a rail that goes through the middle. And there's this extra piece, that might be hard for you to see, up top where the 2 doors meet. It's weather stripped and that prevents the door from being lifted out from the exterior. So this has its own way of doing it, so does the other door. But believe it or not, some very affordable doors at your big box stores can actually be opened from the exterior by just lifting the panel up, kicking it in, and you get right into the house. It's not that secure. So having little features like that, even though it sounds simple, adds security to the door. Okay, so we're going to take a look at a new casing option that Wincore recently released this year. This is going to be available on the 400 series only. It's going to come white only, and it is only for double hung picture and slider. It is not available for radius, not available in colors, and it is available in 2 options, 2 different ways. So the first we have, which is the brick mold with a subsill. These are pre-attached. It is all vinyl, does not need painting, and it has a lifetime warranty. Or we could do the 3.5 flat with subsill. Now both of these can be picture framed, which means you get the same on the bottom as in the sides and the top. So all 4 sides identical. We're showing this one with a cool variant where you get a black window, white trim. So similar to the other one, the AF36, this is a little different because this also offers a 1-inch pocket in the subsill option where the other one is picture frame only. Now that one can go on any window. This one's more limited because it just was released. But this could be a really nice add-on, maybe for just the front of the home and you want to dress it up. A lot of times people charge a lot of money to do this type of trim where we could already have it attached. You don't have to worry about painting it or repairing it. Once it's on and they install it, you're good to go. And it's all vinyl. Just keep it clean and it's going to look great for life. Here's a really large Wincore door. So this is a really cool option. This is a 6-panel door with a 42 by 96 size. We're showing off some options like if you have a magazine or nail slot, a door knocker with a built-in viewer, and better yet, an operating side light. Hit the latch and you open this up. That way, if you have furniture in the home, now you got a tremendous space to come through. So they make a lot of cool options. We could also do it venting instead of operating. The venting option I don't have here to show you, but it basically has a fixed frame and the panel opens with a built-in screen. So it's similar, but vents instead of opens. So when we're doing taller doors, there's a problem called deflection. Deflection is when there's a heavy wind load and you only have one lock point and then the top of the door tends to bend in. So we could do a multi-point lock system. So you have a lock in the middle, the bottom, and the top to engage the whole product. So now we're taking a look at bay and bow windows. So some people get these confused. This is a bow window. A bow window is a 10-degree curve. A bay window is more of an angular system where it's either 30 or 45 degree. What we're looking at here is a 7700 wood grain with a stained interior and a 3-light casement. So this is shown with simulated divided light, built-in light kits, stained molding to match. All of these are available. So we could do oak or birch on the inside, and that could be painted or stained. We could have a molding kit to match. We could have a built-in light kit, which can come hardwired or plug-in. You could coordinate that with antique brass, regular brass, nickel or bronze hardware, or you could even do the windows white with a wood head and seatboard. A quick segue right over here. This is a bay window. This bay window is shown with a double hung in the center. Traditionally, it's with a picture window, but if you want the middle to open, we can make these really wide, like almost 4.5 feet wide, because the rigid structure of the vinyl is very thick, and it could accommodate that. Now the seatboard here, this is shown with what's called a solid seat, or what some people call corian. There's multiple options we could show you. So if you want like a beige, a gray, a white, a brown, and again we also have those pionite seats as well that we discussed in the garden window. So the bays and bows are a really beautiful addition to the home, where you could put beautiful furniture or decor for the holidays, or even have your pets sit there and hang out. If you have large dogs, the pionite seat would be a good option because it won't scratch as easy as wood. Because let's face it, anybody's product that is a wood seat, whether it's birch or oak, can scratch, so this would be a good option for you. And again, if you're using plants, the pionite option would be good as well. So we got lots of options to make that front window of your home really stand out. Okay, so we're going to take a quick deeper dive on the bay and bow window and look at a cross section just so you could understand what's going on here. So Wincore makes the shell of a window with 5/4, which is 1.25 inch thick plywood here. It's fully covered in vinyl on the outside. The windows are individually installed. There is a laminated veneer beam in between them, so it's the same material for header material. Through that beam, if you take a quick look at this hook on the top of the window, there is a structural steel rod that's going through. This is called a cable support system that's pre-installed. So this prevents the window from sagging from the exterior. That typically is going to get hooked up to the header system above where the window is installed. Now moving further, you could see here the window's individually installed, which is important because say God forbid somebody threw a rock through the window or something happened, we need to replace it. We could individually replace each window without having to take the whole window out, which is a unique feature of this, where other products can't. Again, you have the 5/4 ply on the bottom and then a 1-inch insulated seatboard as well. So the whole seatboard typically gets insulated because this is protruding outside the home. We don't want any cold coming in, so it's going to be fully insulated to keep you warm and cozy. So I just wanted to give you a quick overview of the colors again. So starting over here from our right to left, we have white, tan, clay. All the models are typically available in this. Now, as we move further, it's going to be limited. This is one we didn't show. This is called a white wood grain. So say, for example, you're doing a different color exterior like one of these. You could do white on the inside. So again, 7700 only typically. And then you have your wood grains, dark wood grain, like dark oak, light oak, cherry. And then your exterior colors, we have, black, brown, bronze, earth tone, and then the silver, and then this one's the green. So these are available now with just white interior only. These are all the high grade lamination, and we can do black as an interior and exterior color if needed. So now we have an idea, and depending on what decor and aesthetic you want, we can make it happen. Okay, so I wanted to take a little deeper dive into glass. So all the Wincore glass is high performance standard, which means you're going to get a low-E coating. It's a silver metallic coating on the inside portion of the glass, so if you go to touch it, you're not going to mess it up. If you clean it, you're not going to mess it up. And a argon gas fill. So what low-E is, its purpose, like I mentioned, it's a silver coating. It's to block out heat from the sun. It works with you in the seasons. So in the summertime, when the sun is higher up on an angle, it's going to block the heat out, working as an invisible mirror, preventing the heat from coming in, and also filtering ultraviolet rays. So it's not going to fade stuff in the home, like your furniture or carpets. And then in the wintertime, when the sun is lower, it's going to allow some of the heat to come in. It's designed to work with you, to keep you warm and comfortable throughout the season. Now, the argon gas, it's pumped in between the two panes. It is an inert, non-toxic gas, if you remember from chemistry class. It's 38% denser than oxygen. The purpose is to stop convection. Convection is a transfer of hot and cold air. Simply put, you're heating or cooling your home, it's going to prevent it from going out. So you're not wasting energy and wasting money. So all of these are Energy Star rated out of the box. Now there is Energy Star 7.0 coming in October. So at the time this film comes out, we will have options for you to meet Energy Star 7.0. We could do it with a more high performance coating, which just means there's multiple coats of that low E, or we could even get into 3 panes of glass instead of 2, depending on your needs and where you live and how long you're staying in the home, because you always want to consider return on investment. If it's like a rental or a flip house, you may want to keep it standard, but if it's your long-term residence, we may want to upgrade. That way you're saving money as long as possible. Regardless of which product you get, Wincore is going to be using high performance glass throughout the entire product line, with the only caveat of the addition of laminate on their 8800. So hopefully that makes sense for you. So another cool option, like we discussed blinds and patio doors, we could also do blinds and windows. So it'd be 7700 only. They're gonna raise and lower and tilt, available in different colors and different configurations. If you do a casement, just keep in mind the screen will be in front of the operator for the blinds. So you'd have to remove the screen to operate the blinds. This is the same for any window and door that would offer blinds in that configuration. But we got plenty of options if you need it, to offer privacy as needed, where kids can't get in the way or pets messing it up. All right, so these are all the different frame accessories that we could work with. Like I mentioned, we have the casings, there's nail fin, brick molds, masonry flanges. Whatever your application, what you're doing, the 7700 is very versatile, and we can get this stuff either shipped loose or pre-attached. Just want to make you aware that we got lots of options to do. So discuss with your contractor the look you're going for, and we can make it happen. So just as we saw with the exterior frame accessories, we could do an interior pre-applied extension jamb. This would typically be on a new construction application. And again, discuss with your contractor your exact needs, but these could come in primed wood, clear wood, or a white vinyl as needed. In a new construction application, if it's a brand new build or a dormer, you're gonna probably wanna use the 400 or 500 series, because we could do what's called an egress window easily with this, where you can't on the 7700. So these are optimized for new construction applications. We'll have either nail fin and J, or as we saw, the exterior flat or brick mold trims. Ask us for details, but that would be the preferred model for new construction application. So I wanted to just give you a brief overview of the warranty. Wincore is a reputable company, and they cover all their products with a comprehensive warranty. So typically, starting with the 5400, you're gonna have lifetime warranty, which is gonna cover vinyl, any defects, hardware, glass screen. Like I mentioned, you could add 25-year glass breakage. The 7700 is going to be same thing, but including lifetime glass breakage. The 400, 500 will be 20 years glass, lifetime all components, and then other corresponding products will also be warranted. For full details, you can either go to our website or wincorewindows.com for further details to get specifics of some of the other details. All the exterior colors are typically going to be 10 years, and if you ever needed service work, we're a full service dealer, just like someone was to buy a vehicle. We have a service department, so we have an in-house service department, which means if you have an issue, you contact us. Our service technician would go out and do the repair and order parts if needed, and then take care of that request. So we're always here to help you, God forbid there is a problem. So we're in the warehouse right now at our showroom, so it's like half warehouse, half showroom. I just wanted to show you the Wincore windows that they come in. This is for a customer for SWJ. These are fully wrapped. Wincore wraps their stuff in pink because they, donate to the breast cancer awareness, fund, and everything is packaged with full cardboard wrap to protect everything so it gets to your house in one piece. So we don't want any damage occurring. So here's a Wincore bow window on wheels. So if you're concerned about it being too heavy to move around, it's not. It comes like this from the factory, pre-packaged on wheels, ready to go. Nice and safe to your job site. So here we are in the warehouse again. Just wanted to show you, we got a lot of doors in stock. These are all the 500 series in white, ready to go. You need a door, we could deliver it same week. So I hope the tour and explanation of some of the differences and available options was informative for you. If you want to see more of these, throw some comments and let us know. You could always hit us up on our Instagram, Morningstar Doors and Windows. Again, don't forget to subscribe. We got more of these videos coming, so we're going to do all the brands that we carry to give you a comprehensive look at the available options, features, and benefits. See you next time.